Okay, we are live. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing on this Tuesday evening? We have with us today, we have Robert from Robert's Guitar Dungeon. This is a bit of a new format. We're interviewing people driving vehicles. Yeah. So, hey, Robert, how you doing, buddy?
I am good, sir. About yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. So you're making your way home from where you coming from right now?
What's that?
So where are you driving from?
I well, I'm driving. I just left work, and I'm headed. I'm actually not headed home. I'm actually headed to another obligation that I have as soon as you and I are finished up here.
Oh
Uh,
man.
but like I said, I mean, when when you work a full time job and you are a creator of a YouTube channel that post 2 videos a week that require as much work as mine seem to, even at least with me doing it anyway. I mean, it's my entire life is a mile a minute, so I don't get to stop much.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's my life. But what can I say? I asked for it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
so thank you for putting up with interviewing me from the car.
no, that's fine. It was a bit of a surprise, but as soon as we work and I can hear you, I hope the people in the chat can hear you, and I appreciate you making the time, man.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. I appreciate you inviting me on. It's always fun to do these kinds of things whenever I'm invited to do so. So it's I like hanging out with other creators of all different types, and kind of build a pretty strong little community by doing so.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, for sure. Let me just say hello to the people that we do have in here right now. We got Brian Cote is here. Hey, Brian, how are you? Jack Clark, how you doing? Josh Garcia, welcome. Quentin James. Okay, so Robert, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but I have a thing that I do with Quentin James where I do a shout out to Quentin. So if you wouldn't mind, on the count of three, can you scream Quentin at the top of your lungs?
Sure.
Just a thing that we do. Okay.
All right.
Are you ready? Okay. One,
Yep.
2, 3. Quentin.
Quentin.
There you go. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, I
Uh,
have I have expected you to make me shout that out by myself and then say, "Yeah, I got you."
no, I wouldn't do that, man. That's pretty good. Josh Garcia, welcome. Dry Heat 480 is here. How you doing? Ron Limber, how's it going? Hello, Canada. Hello, Ron. Lefty Mike is here. Todd Flowers, Blimpus, how you doing? RJ the Mad One. Would you tell Robert? Oh, RJ the Mad One is asking me to tell you hello.
What's up, RJ? He's one of my pretty regular viewer.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good dude.
Good dude.
Marco's Images is here. David Ennis is here. Hello, David. And Bam Mazi is here. He just changed his name, but I think I can still pronounce it Bam Mazi. Bam Mazi, if that's not how I pronounce it, let me know. Okay, cool. So yeah, I wanted to have Robert on here. Robert obviously has a channel, and I have the link to Robert's channel below, and I will have it. I think I also have it in the cards. So Robert, I mean, if anyone's watched your channel, most of the time you're shooting your videos in a store. Now, is that your store? Is that your business? Are you an employee there? I don't know how that works.
No, I actually get that a lot. That is actually not a store. That is the music room in my house.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, you got quite the music room, man.
Yeah, I own about 40 guitars or so, and
Oh, wow.
I don't know, 10, 12, 15 amps, something like that. So, and I don't know, over 100 pedals. So, I'm kind of a bit of a hoarder in that I don't, I very rarely sell gear. So, I mean, the number of guitars that I have sold, I could probably count on one hand, maybe plus give or take an extra finger or two. But, I tend to, I buy it and I tend to hang on to it forever. And, despite me telling myself that I'm buying it for an investment.
Wow, that's crazy, man. 40 friggin' guitars, 100 pedals. Wow.
Yeah, more gear than anybody should, could ever possibly need. But, when I do something, I guess I don't do it halfway,
Yeah. See, the whole time I'm thinking you're sitting in a store, you're in a shop, and you're going to demo something. Meanwhile, it's your own stuff. That's crazy, man.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I actually get that a lot. I get a lot of people asking me where my store is and what the address is, which obviously I'm not going to give that out. Yeah, I get that a lot. What probably the funniest one of those that I ever got. I had some troll on my channel that was, I don't know what he was criticizing me about, but he said, I don't remember now, but the one thing I do remember, he said in his comment, somebody who names their store Robert's Guitar Dungeon, and then in parentheses he said, "Jesus, what were you thinking?" And I kind of enjoy getting to tell him that joke on him.
So Robert's Guitar Dungeon is basically your man cave, really.
Basically, yeah. I could, it's one of those things. The name just kind of came to me. I was in there one day, jamming around, doing whatever, and kind of looked around and said, well, you're sitting here right in the middle of your dungeon, because I had cables and pedals and all kinds of stuff all over the place. It was just a conversation with me having with myself that I needed to clean up the damn room.
Right.
And I don't know, for whatever reason, it stuck with me. And when I decided to start a YouTube channel, that's what I named it.
Right. So I mean, you have all that gear. Obviously, you love it and you play. Like, but is it like strictly a hobby for you, or are you do you play in the bands, or do you do recording, or is this just like you just love having this stuff?
Depending on what point in my life you are referring to.
Well, let's start backwards then.
Yeah, there was, I mean, I played in bands off and on, cover bands primarily off and on for most of my life, and that's really what I enjoyed. In a live band setting anyway. I love playing in hard rock cover bands.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly I haven't done any band stuff now, and probably going on 2.5, 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I got bit by the YouTube bug, and and really it's been a really, really rewarding endeavor for me as a musician, because for the first time in my life I'm getting to interact with an audience and not have to rely on other band members or promoters or the owner of the venue that's
right.
that's paying me. So, I don't have to rely on any of that stuff. It's all I control my own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And also, prior to doing YouTube, I had zero experience recording whatsoever, and and matter of fact, I didn't want anything to do with it, because in my mind at that time, recording music or recording guitar or any of that stuff has it was equivalent to standing in one spot and trying to play something to perfection, which to me was about as much fun as having my teeth drilled.
Right.
So it just the recording side of it just didn't appeal to me. And then, like I said, once I got bit by the YouTube bug, then I kind of dipped a toe in, and when I started recording stuff with a 4-track recorder, and it did. I would probably still be using that same equipment if all of a sudden the need didn't arise that I actually needed to record 3 mics at once instead of 2. And so I had a company sent me a piece of gear that's what it required. So I was forced to upgrade and expand out a little bit, and then the YouTube bug turned into the recording bug, and now I got a 24-track recorder and 2 DAWs, and
wow.
I just upgraded my computer, so
yeah.
And I'm very, very amateur. So, I'm don't know a whole lot about it, but, like I said, it's been really, really neat to kind of get in, actually learn to be open-minded about that kind of thing, and, learn about an entirely new side of the business that I was, or the industry that I was completely unfamiliar with beforehand. So,
right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Let me just welcome. We got a bunch of new people that popped in here. We got 29 watching right now. So let me just say hello to a few more. My mic is clipping a bit. Yeah, thanks, Brian. I think I've corrected that. Let me know if I have not. Okay. R2R3. Hey, buddy. Todd Flowers is here too. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Both you guys. How are you? You're a little too loud, over modulating. Okay, Lefty Mike. I think I've corrected that. I've backed off a bit, so it should be good now. Robert has a nice hat. Looks like my beanie. That's RJ the Mad One. Ed Dana's here. Hey, Ed. Seems like your audio is different. Yeah, I guess it might be a little different. I got a new mic, but that's a few weeks ago. Charles Green, welcome. Okay, Will Varela's here. Hey, Will, how are you? Todd Flowers said hello. Hello again. Preston Smith, how are you doing? Did I miss somebody? Wilver. Oh, Michael Bishop. Hey, Mike, how are you? Nice to see you. Dry Heat 480, how you doing? I'm probably saying names twice, but that's okay. Rick Hefner, how are you? Salut, BV Ninja. How are you, buddy? Okay, and I hit the bottom. If my mic is still clipping, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Let me know. I think I fixed that. It shouldn't be clipping now. Pete Hickson, good day from down under. Hey, Pete. Janice Lala, driving and listening. Okay, just concentrate on the driving part, please. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I'm saying that, we got Robert here talking and driving. So.
Well, I mean, no, there was actually one. One of my biggest inspirations. I never met the guy, or anything like that. But I think probably one of my biggest inspirations behind getting started with YouTube was Ryan Bruce, aka Fluff.
Fluff, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got a real big channel, and I admit I've stolen quite a few things from him. But there was one night that he went live on like a Friday night, and so I put my phone in my dash mount here, and watched him live while I was driving home from work. So.
Right. Dale Palmer just came in as well. Hey, Dale, how are you? Okay, so you got into the recording bug, and I kind of know a little bit about that because getting into the YouTube thing, you kind of need to have some type of recording software or something that you can use, right? So, I've got a a DAW now, and I've got software, and I've got mics and all this kind of stuff. And
it doesn't need to be software, but it needs to be good quality audio. Especially for for a guitar channel. I mean, you can't survive on recording with a cell phone for very long.
Right. Yeah, anything I put out now, I'm like, I mic the amps and stuff. I still prefer miking the amps and running them direct, but that's just me. It just sounds better.
Me too.
Yeah. Guitar Did is here. Ladybug is here. Welcome. EVH and Gear TV. How you doing, Eric? If anyone had, okay, now I remember what I was trying to, I lost my train of thought. If anyone has any questions for Robert from Robert's Guitar Dungeon, he's unable to see the chat. You can't see the chat, right?
Nope.
Okay, so please tag at Guitar Hack, and I'll pass those questions on to Robert.
Yep, I will need you to relay.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so okay, so you got into the recording. So when we were talking offline about your YouTube channel, so when did all that start, and what made you decide that maybe a YouTube channel was something that you wanted to do?
I was, most people by this point know that I was actually a manager at one of the Guitar Centers for about 6 years.
Oh, okay.
And I left there in 2014, and the last 6 months that I worked there, the door to my music room was shut and remained shut. I didn't go in there, because I'd go to work and I was surrounded by a wall of guitars, and I mean I was just burnt out, and I did not want to come home and be surrounded by a wall full of guitars.
Mm-hmm.
So so I left there and went and did something completely outside of the industry for a few years, and about 6 months into that, I was sitting there thinking, so I got like $40,000 worth of gear in that room. I'm not playing in a band. I should do something with my schedule's a little more lenient now. I should do something with it. And for whatever reason, the idea of starting a just doing some guitar videos of some kind and posting them on YouTube, knowing nothing about YouTube at the time, but that idea for whatever reason came to mind. And because I'd seen a few here and there, and okay, that looks pretty cool. And that was like I said, that was the tail end, like right after Thanksgiving of November of 2015. That I had some cheap camera to shoot video with, and and that's how I got started. So, and kind of shot a few bad videos.
Well,
they're still up if you want to go check them out and see how bad they were when I first started.
Yeah.
But I learned about some things that I needed to upgrade, and and I just dove in.
Yeah. So you got you got 40 guitars. I mean, what is your your main theme, if you will, with those guitars? Like, or a brand, maybe there's a particular brand that you prefer, like what is your MO for that?
I've always loved guitars of all kinds, but I mean, I'm a hard rock metal guy, so I mean,
Right.
that's really kind of the stuff that I gravitate towards. I was a diehard, my two favorite guitar brands forever were Gibson and BC Rich, and both and I still own several of both. But even though both of those companies are kind of going through tumultuous times currently, but that's obviously those aren't the only things that I enjoy, and I've since gotten into Schecters and Charvels and Ibanez and Deane and Jackson and Washburn, all those companies. So, among others, but that's a kind of a brief rundown of most of the brands that I own.
Right. You know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear Fender.
I am, I mean, I love Strats I like Strats. I really, really like Strats, and Tellys I have an appreciation for just because of their history. But the truth is, I'm not a Fender guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It is what it is. It's just funny.
I have a Squire Special Edition Telly that I upgraded pickups and tuners and all kinds of stuff in, and so I have a Telly if I absolutely need it.
Right.
And it's, I don't know what it was, $250 or something like that. It's the black one with the mirror pick guard and the matching black painted headstock. So I mean, it's kind of a cool thing that they did once upon a time. But it's not a high end guitar by any means. But I have that one, and then I have a Squire, a vintage modified Strat from, I don't know, about 10 years or so ago, and that's my Strat if I need it. But I mean, the truth is, my Schecter Blackjack does those single coil tones so well, and I do really, really like those tones. But my Schecter does them so well anymore. I just pop the coil tap on it. So.
And like you say, you're a hoarder. You keep everything, so you probably would never sell, even though you found a replacement for it. You probably never sell it, right?
Those are guitars I could probably see myself letting loose up here one of these days. But I mean, they're inexpensive enough that even if I did sell them, I'm not going to get much for them anyway. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool just to keep hanging them on the wall. And I really would like to have. There's a few Strat models out there. Like I really like the deluxe players. which was a made in Mexico model, and they don't make it anymore. But that was the one that had like the the gold hardware and the noiseless pickups, and it had extra switch in it. I really like those, and I mean, and I wouldn't mind having an American Standard laying around for if I had I mean, now that I think about it, if I had a nicer Strat like that laying around, I'd probably play it more.
You'd probably play it more, yeah.
Yep.
We got 43 people watching, so there's a lot more that popped in. I just want to say hello. Let me catch up here on the chat. Chuck Booth is here. Hey, Chuck. Stephen Hurd, welcome. Alex Radford, how are you? Gary Holt is here. Nice to see you.
Gary Holt? Gary Holt? Is it Slayer?
Not that Gary Holt, no.
Oh. Oh. Well,
I'm sure he gets that a lot.
Okay, well, this Gary Holt, still hello.
Marco's Images is here. Michael B. Hey, Michael B. How are you, man? Okay. I'm looking for questions too. EVH and Gear TV Network subbing to your channel right now, Robert. Glad Guitar Hack introduced me to you. There you go. I just picked up a sub.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, welcome. Gussie Wells. Gussie Wells is here. Okay, I think I caught everyone. Yes, Pete Hickson, I agree. Give a thumbs up, folks, if you're watching and you're enjoying this. Please give a thumbs up, and yeah, sub Robert's Guitar Dungeon. It's a great channel. And sub to the Guitar Hack. Guitar did sub to me. Okay, appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, let's keep the community growing. Let's keep it positive. It's awesome. 46 people we got right now.
Sweet.
Rick Hefner, if I haven't said hello, Rick, how are you? I think I caught everybody. I hate when I miss people. I try to catch everybody. Okay, Jack Clark's up to you too. There you go. You got another one. Yeah,
thanks, Jack.
Cool. Yeah. So you were saying that, so you started doing the live streaming, and I caught a couple of them, and I mean, you're doing that from your house.
Yep.
Right. And
yep. not the same room that I filmed my demos in.
Yeah. I know what I'm still trying to get over the fact that all this time I thought you were in a freaking store.
Like I said, that is not uncommon in my life these days.
That's funny, man. So how are you enjoying the streaming part?
It's a work in progress, to be honest with you. I mean, I enjoy it, and I enjoy interacting with with my audience, but it really, I need to figure out how to grow it, because, like I said, I tend to top out at, 15 or 20 viewers at a time, and, they ask me a couple of questions, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But then I get them answered, and then it's like, okay, what we want to talk about now, and so I mean, I've learned to kind of have some extra topics written down, and generates more conversation, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but and the other thing is I'm using a cheap little webcam that the video quality is I hate it, so I'm working on getting some more equipment to improve that aspect of it, but
I got to read this comment. Excuse me, right? Let me read this comment because it's hilarious. Gary Holt is saying, "Guitar Hack, hope he's not parked in front of a school." I just thought that was hilarious. I think we're okay.
No, I'm parked in front of a grocery store, trying to face the sun, because I am facing due west with the sun right in my face and my visor down. Because when you and I first got on, I was heading east with the sun at my back, and it was glaring right into the camera on my phone. And I kind of figured that would be even more annoying to look at than maybe what it is right now. I didn't anticipate this sun problem. So,
yeah. Well, at least it's sunny where you are.
Yeah, that's true. I can't complain. We've had pretty good weather here today, anyway. But it's as we say here in Indiana, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
Oh, is that right? Eh?
Oh yeah, Midwest, man.
Terry's in here too. Hey Terry, how are you? So I mean, your videos. I was talking to you off air. Like, I mean, I've been sub to you. Oh, at least got to be at least a year now. And you have stuff like, and you get tons of views, like the 15 worst amps. The
Those
worst
are,
pedal. You must piss off so many people, man.
that's probably one reason why I'm only at 11,000 subscribers instead of maybe 20 or 30,000, to be honest. But I don't know. Some people seem to be able to say some controversial things and get away with it. I kind of have to. I guess I don't have to. I guess I just can't help myself from, being a little bit more, you know, straight and to the point about it than maybe I should be. But yeah, I mean, part of me does it for fun. I mean, the one that really took off was the 8 worst production guitars ever.
Yeah,
And
I've seen that one too.
yeah, and the section in that video, the reverse flying V, was, by far the most popular thing I've ever done on my channel, and that's probably the one that got me, over that first, over that next hump. That video right now has got upwards of 800,000 views on it. So,
Oh my god, that's crazy.
yeah, it's been up about a year now, but that one obviously has done very, very well. And I get comments on that video still every day.
You probably get a bunch of views every day too, right? It just keeps adding on, right?
I mean, it's not a bunch, but it's, it still generates a few hundred a day anyway. So, and it's like anything else. Some days do better than others, but people seem to really, really enjoy that one. And there's been a number of people that have gotten pissed off because their guitar happened to be listed, happened to be in that video, or
Yeah.
or their favorite amp happened to be in the worst amps video, or I mean, pretty much anybody that loves the Fuzz Factory absolutely hates me.
Yeah.
Those guys are hilarious in my opinion. So same with the Metal Muff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of it's it's kind of a love-hate thing for me, because I found, I did find something that kind of resonated with a lot of people and was really successful for me, but at the same time it's also kind of negative, and and I don't really want that to be what I'm about. So I mean, I kind of tried to get away from doing some of that stuff, and I may do another one here at some point, but but I have kind of tried to move away from doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. 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 So what are, instead of the negative, then what are what's your favorite setup? Like, if you were to say, well, like, I want a good tone. I mean, and you got a hell of a lot of selection.
Mm.
I want my what's your go-to good tone amp, guitar, pedals? Like, what's your thing?
That I own?
Yeah, well, or maybe you don't own, maybe you want to pick up. Like, what is your,
Yeah, I'd say, that I own. I mean, I really enjoy most of the amps and stuff that I have.
mm,
But I mean, the one that I keep plugging into, and I keep going back to, is surprisingly my Randall RD20 head that I bought used for $250, and it's a 20-watt head. I've probably done most of my pedal demos through that head,
mm,
and and I run it into that Seismic audio cab that you see in the background behind me is loaded with a couple of Warehouse Guitar Speakers Veteran 30s, which is their vintage 30 clone. And that's a great big giant oversized 212, and it sounds great, particularly with those speakers. And that amp on the gain channel anyway is a really, really dark sounding amp. And it just kind of gives that punch in the gut that I really, really enjoy,
mm.
so to speak. And like I said, I just, I'll switch over and use the Marshall for a while, and, for a few videos, and I'll do the same thing with one of my Panama amps. And then, I'll use one of the PVs just for kicks, for a quick video, just cause I haven't used it for a while, but I keep going back to that Randall head.
Mm.
I just, the clean channel is surprisingly Fender-esque. And, that's probably the main reason why I do most of my pedal demos through that amp. You know, and of course the gain channel is just it's a really, really tight, you know, modern type of gain, which is what I gravitate towards. You know, guitar wise, I do most of my videos with my Schecter Blackjack, for two reasons primarily. One, you know, tonal versatility, because it's got the, you know, the pickups in it are not overly, you know, they're a little bit hotter than a vintage wound pickup, but not, you know, not over the top by any means. So I mean, it's got just the right amount of output that is good for demoing pedals in a lot of different types of format.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, and the coil taps on each pickup makes it even more versatile, as I mentioned before. So, and the other reason why I really like it is because it just plays awesome. You know, it's a really, really thin, fast neck that I really, really like. So, you know, but the other one is the music. That Music Man Majesty that I bought a little less than a year ago, last summer. You know, that one has since become the best guitar that I've ever played or owned. And, you know, I love that guitar to death. And I do use it in a lot of videos, but there are also times that I don't want to do a pedal demo, you know, demo a $100 pedal with a $2,500 guitar.
Yeah.
So sometimes I want to be able to, you know, take it down to an $800 guitar, which is going to be a lot more within, you know, a lot more in reach for a lot of people out there. So
Yeah, there's definitely something special about Music Man guitars.
yes, there are.
Yeah, I own mainly Gibsons, but I do have a Music Man in the arsenal, and it's amazing.
I got to play a St. Vincent for the first time today. Matter of fact, just, you know,
Oh
a couple
yeah.
of hours ago.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, tell me what you thought of it. I'll tell you what I thought of it. Go ahead.
It was. I mean, it wasn't. It didn't sound like I expected. You
Mm-hmm.
know, not, you know, by it. You know, because it's a double humbucker guitar. The one that I played anyway is a double humbucker.
Oh, it's different
And,
pickups than mine. Okay.
yeah. So you know, it's not the 3 mini humbucker version that
Mm-hmm.
first came out.
Right.
This is the new one. It was you know, I was meeting with the Ernie Ball Music Man rep today, and you know, so I got to play a Saint Vincent, and it didn't sound like I expected. It was a little bit thinner than you know, a little bit more, you know, honestly, a little bit more, had a little Fender flavor to it for being humbuckers.
Mm.
But I really liked it. I mean, of course, it played magnificently, but
Yeah.
I really liked it. You know, I'd own it. So.
Mm. Yeah. No, I played the. I guess it would have been the original one. It had the three
The 3
minis,
minis.
and man, all kinds of amazing tones on that thing. It
Absolutely.
sounded great. Neck was great because it's that Ernie Ball neck that's
Yep.
untouchable as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And but what turned me off of it, I like the way it looks, but I don't like the way it felt. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's just the well, here comes my coffee.
Hey, coffee.
Thank you. Yeah, on my Kiss mug. Um, but yeah, I didn't like the feel of it, the body of it. You know what it felt like? It felt like a toy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, keep in
The
mind,
body.
I'm a Les Paul guy, right? So
Right.
and it
The
just felt
body.
like a toy, and I didn't, and the knobs on it just felt really cheap and dinky. I don't know if they improved on that, but
Mm-hmm.
that was my impression of it. I didn't, but sound wise and playability, stellar.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't pay much attention to the knobs on it. The body was definitely a lot thinner than I expected it to be,
Yeah.
because I mean, you know, the Saint Vincent was, you know, part of that design was inspired by the old, you know, if you remember the Armada that Ernie Ball came out with.
Yeah, the Armada is a big guitar, though.
It's huge. It was Ernie Ball's first neck through design is what it was, and
Hmm.
you know, it was also huge, and it was a big guitar, and it was heavy, and you know, the neck on that thing was gigantic too. I mean, it didn't do very well for him, which obviously is why it's not made anymore. But you know, the Saint Vincent body style anyway was kind of one of the inspirations for that was the old Armada.
See, I thought the Armada was Music Man's attempt at a Les Paul type guitar.
No, it was their first neck through, and honestly I think what they were trying to do is cater a little bit more to the hard rock crowd.
Steve Stevens was an Armada guy, wasn't he, originally?
No. I mean, well, no. I mean, Steve Stevens was.
For some reason, I remember, you know who would know, maybe EVH and Gear TV, but he either did an ad or something for that guitar.
He may have.
Yeah.
He may have. But you know, like the Armada wasn't around long. I remember I was still at Guitar Center when it came out. We were all excited. We were all excited when we finally got one in, and then, you know, as we all passed around and sat down with it, you know, none of us were overly impressed. So,
I have a comment here. This is from EVH and Gear TV. I'm a little behind in the chat. I got to get caught up here. He says Trey Lukather swears by that model guitar hack, and he's endorsed by them. Could choose any model, even his dad's. Okay. Is that the St. Vincent that you're talking about? Trev Lukather. Or is he talking about, I don't know which model he's talking, because we just went through a whole whack of them. I'm behind in the chat.
Right.
Stephen Hurd works at Guitar Center in Jackson, Mississippi. There you go.
Fellow GC guy.
Yeah. Ivan Carter is here. Welcome, Ivan. Okay. Dave Zar Guitars is here. You know Dave Zar Guitars, right?
Oh, yeah, very well. Dave is a very loyal viewer of my channel.
Yeah.
And it speaks very highly of your channel as well, by the way.
Well, thank you so much for that, Dave. Appreciate it. Kim's Workshop is here. Hey, Kim, that's a new name for me. Guy Marzello. Coffee. Yes. Welcome, Guy. How are you? Sorry, Will Varela. Yes, Will Varela gets upset with anything Kiss related, and if you watch my channel, there's always a token Kiss mention at some point, which always rubs him the wrong way. Sorry, Will, it won't happen again. Not today, anyway.
You might not want to watch my channel. I'm a huge Kiss fan.
Oh, see, there you go. Denny Allen asks me, does my son play guitar? No, he does not. I have 2 kids, and neither of them play instruments, and I'm really trying hard. I think my daughter's more likely to than my son, but she is musical and she's artistic, but we'll see how that goes. Yes, St. Vincent model, but his dad has a signature guitar hack, the Luke. Okay, he's talking about Lukather's son.
Oh yeah, well, you know, Steve Lukather, of course, you know, the Luke, they've been producing that.
Yeah, they
long time. That's more like like a super strat kind of design.
You know what, Ernie Ball, I really like. It's ugly as hell, but man, what a good instrument is the Steve Morris.
Albert Lee. Oh, okay.
Not the Albert Lee. I've never played an Albert Lee actually. The
Albert Lee's cool. The Albert Lee, the best way I can describe an Albert Lee is a pointy strat.
Pointy strat, yeah. No, I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Albert Lee's cool.
The Steve Morris, it's hideous.
I remember that. It had the teardrop pick guard and
clear. It was clear plastic. Clear plastic.
Yeah, the clear plastic teardrop pick guard over the quilted maple top, I think.
It played amazing and it sounded so damn good, but every time I look down at it, it's like not happening. Not happening.
Yep. I'm with you though. You know, it's kind of a weird looking guitar, but they're cool.
Yeah. No, you know what? I don't think Ernie Ball makes a bad guitar. At least, like when I say bad, I mean like playability wise, or that sounds like crap. Everyone I've picked up, and I've picked up quite a few. Who's that guy? Shit. The Maroon 5 guy. He's got a signature model too.
Adam Levine?
No, Adam Levine is the singer, but his guitar player, he's got a signature Ernie Ball. Maybe somebody in the chat would know. I picked one of them up. Man, they're overpriced. It's a slab. There's no carve to it or nothing. It's a slab of wood with 2 pickups on it. They want, at least in Canada, that was $4,000 for that stupid thing.
Wow.
But I'll tell you, that thing played great and it sounded great, but I mean, there's
I've
nothing
been,
freaking guitar.
I've been saying for close to 10 years now, there is not another American-made guitar company that is building guitars better than Ernie Ball right now, period. Particularly for the money. Because I also got to play one of the new Cutlasses today.
Oh, yeah.
I was really impressed with that. And, that same guitar, the Ernie Ball rep brought up a really good point, because I was hoping the price on that thing was going to be, the $17.99 range. And, unfortunately, they started at about 21.
Oh, wow.
So I asked him, I said, what's the least expensive USA made guitar you guys have right now? And he said, well, that's it. And I said, so there's nothing left under $2,000 anymore. And he said, well, no, unfortunately, but they're, because they're built in California, and of course, they tax everything out there. So I get it, but he also made a really good point, and that same guitar from Fender was $4,000. And he was not kidding. Roasted maple neck and, bird's eye maple, I think, actually, or flame maple on that one. And,
yeah.
man,
BV
the neck
Ninja.
is hot.
Sorry, BV Ninja's saying he's talking about the St. Vincent. It's a signature for Annie, and it was never going to be a big body. Yeah, I understand that, BV. It just, when you see photos of something and then you see it in real life. When I saw photos of it, I actually liked the body shape of it. I thought it was cool, right? But then when I pick it up, it's smaller than what it looks like in the photos, and that just kind of turned me off the guitar.
Mm.
Or EVH and Gear TV saying he played Hamer. Don't think EB at all. Guitar Hack. He's talking about the Steve Stevens. You know what? That's driving me nuts. I swear I saw video. I'm going to find it.
Yeah, I think he's right. Steve Stevens was a pretty big Hammer guy back, particularly back in the 80s. And I couldn't tell you what. It seems like he's been playing like ESP or Charvel or something, over the last 10, 15 years. But I couldn't tell you for sure. But I think he might be right. I can't recall Steve Stevens ever being a Music Man guy.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, maybe it's my senility, but I swear I saw something. We got some other names in here. Wes Carpenter 1. How are you? Welcome. I know I'm missing people here. Ron Gillespie, if I haven't said hello there. Hey, JJK, House of Harleys. Hey, buddy, how are you? Okay. I saw a question. This chat is just bouncing, man. James Valentine, that's the guy I was talking about. That's the Ernie Ball guy. Thanks, BV Ninja.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a lot of money for a slab of wood. I Rock the Blues is here. Welcome. Stephen Hurd is also saying that Steve was a Hamer. He says he had one. Okay. Maybe I am losing my mind. Okay, EVH and Gear TV. He's actually had Steve Stevens on as a guest, and he's coming back, and he's going to ask him about the Armada guitar. I'll see if I can find that clip. Hey, Jamal Kareem. Hey, man. Jamal, you at work? Jamal's always at work. He works at the airport. He's always on YouTube, but he's at work. He's waiting for the next plane. Sorry?
He needs to start his own YouTube channel, man. That sounds like YouTube gold to me.
Yeah. Hey, ChickNGuitars. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. That's awesome. So, you said you were meeting with Ernie Ball. So, are you still like involved in the industry, guitar industry, music industry?
I am. Actually, believe it or not, I am. I work at a call center for a large music retailer, and I am on an outbound sales team. So I still sell guitars and all kinds of gear over the phone now, as opposed to in person. And it's so much of the industry has swung towards the website, or towards the internet these days. Anyway. One thing that I noticed when I was at the store was a pretty steady decline one year after the next. So we had a pretty big spike in that our location anyway, 2011. But most of that was due to used gear. But You know, there's been a pretty steady decline in brick and mortar sales that I have seen, and I don't have any official statistics in front of me or anything like that. Just my personal observation, but I think a lot of people would agree with me. Anyway, so when I left the industry in 14, I was away from it for almost 4 years, and this opportunity came up, and I would really, really like to get back into the guitar business because
Sure, it's what you love, man.
Yeah, and realistically, it's the only thing I've ever been any good at. So, I got back into it. I've been back for about a year now, and it's a little bit different environment from a retail store, but we still get obviously I get to interact with a lot of the vendors, and I get to interact with the phone, and most importantly, just talk gear. So
yeah, what surprises the hell out of me though? I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, I'm an older guy, so I think it's maybe an age thing, but I can't wrap my head around the idea. And I know a lot of people do it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or wrong or whatever. I'm just talking about me. But I can't wrap my idea around the idea of buying a guitar online. I just can't.
There's still a lot of those people out there. Matter of fact, I talked to a customer today that is interested in he really wants one of the high-end Line 6 James Tyler Variaxes. And the USA models, those are $3,000 plus. And when the James Tyler Variax guitars first came out, which is about circa 2012, 13, something like that. I'll never forget it. They had been out for a few months, and actually the CEO of Line 6 at the time came into the store, and he happened to be here in town, on some other business, and decided to stop in the guitar center. I happened to be the only manager on duty when that happened, so it was a spur of the moment thing. Didn't tell us he was coming or anything. He just came in. I spend 20 or 30 minutes with him, showed him around, and of course we talked guitars, and the James Tyler Variaxes had just come out earlier that year, so that was a big part of our conversation. And I remember asking him, said, "What's you're the CEO. What's the big difference between the at that time made in Japan James Tyler Variaxes and the USAs?" And he said, "Honestly, the only difference really is where they're made. Even James Tyler couldn't tell the difference."
Oh,
so.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was from their CEO, and I remember that conversation because it was announced just a couple of weeks later that Line 6 had been bought out by Yamaha. But anyway, what I'm alluding to is I suggested to this customer today, said you're going to have a tough time finding the USA models in a store. They just don't sell well in stores. They just don't.
Right.
So a lot of stores are hesitant to carry them. But if you can find a store, and he's in a large market, a big market, I said, if you can find a store that has one of the imports, and I shared this story with him, go try one of those and see if you like it, because I think it's, it's going to give you a pretty good idea of what you're going to get if you decide to order a USA. But, he's like you, he wants to play it before he, before he pulls the trigger. And in that particular instance, I mean, that's a special order, which case there's no return policy. So,
that's really what it comes down to for me. I really need to play it. You know what I mean? And I usually play like a few before I find the one.
Yep. Yeah, and I've had good luck with ordering guitars before I play them. I'm not afraid to do it. But at the same time, I also understand the folks like you that just they won't. It just doesn't make sense, and I completely get why.
Sorry, Robert. We got Rockin' Dave Byron is here. Hey, buddy, how are you?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, Gap Lover is here. McReekin, welcome. James Severin, how are you? Sorry, I still got this stupid cough. Yeah. If anyone's got Poo Ninja's here. If anyone's got any questions or comments. EVH and Gear TV. I love the James Tyler Variax. Then again, I am somewhat biased. Yes, he has one.
Yeah.
Kind
of how I feel about the Music Man Majesty.
Yeah. So yes, if anyone's got any questions for Robert or for myself, please tag me so I can. Hey, Absolute Mayhem is here. He's saying, "Holy shit, is that me in the car? Haha, what a handsome dude." Absolute mayhem. You guys look a little similar. I think that's where he's going.
Oh, okay.
These funny guys in this chats, man. Showman Blues is here. Hey, buddy. Charlie S, welcome. Little J1, how are you? Okay, if I've missed anyone, I apologize. Marsman is here. Hey, Marsman, how are you, man? Yeah, if anyone else, let me just, we got, we're like 50 minutes in. Let me just say a couple things. You know, we'll keep going. I'll forget if I don't say it now. Just a couple of things. Yeah, let's, again, folks, to say this every show, let's keep the community positive. Let's all support each other. Let's all sub each other. Let's keep it a good, happy place. I've got Robert's Guitar Dungeon in here. If you're not subbed to Robert, he's got a fantastic channel. Please sub him below. If you're liking what you're seeing, folks, please a thumbs up. If you're not subbed to me, you know, check out my channel. I've got a link below. I am also raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society. So if anyone is interested in purchasing some merch, I have the link below for that as well. All proceeds for merch is going to go to the Canadian Cancer Society. And we are over 350 US, and we're approaching 60 items sold. So that's fantastic. I want to thank you all so much for your support with that. That's amazing. Okay, and I think that's about it. Okay, so let's get back to what we were talking about here. So the Ernie Ball stuff. Now you going on about the Ernie Ball. You've got the Majesty. Is there any other models?
That's actually the only one that I own, believe it or not. The only Ernie Ball, anyway. I would like to own more.
Yeah.
Certainly like to own more, and I may buy another one someday. But it's, you know, now that I own one, I mean, I would have to walk into a pretty stupid deal to be able to justify, you know, buying a second one. But there is the new Majesties that are coming out now have. You know, they got some different pickups, and you know, they're using you know, some different woods, and you know, because they're kind of retooling the line a little bit, but you know, so it's, you know, the same guitar, but they're using some different materials, and
right.
you know, and DiMarzio came out with some new pickups for John Petrucci that he's big on. So you know, there definitely is some tonal differences.
So, have you had a chance to try one?
I did not. Well, I mean, yes, I played I played one of the 7 strings today, but I mean, you know, me playing it, you might as well have handed me a 20 string.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not real handy with a 7 string.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm in the same boat.
You know, for 7, it felt great, but you know, it just, you know, there's that, you know, that low B, you know, as far as I'm concerned, just gets in the way.
Yeah, yeah. I have a hard enough time with 6. Don't be adding more strings to that.
Yeah. I mean, there's already more strings than I have fingers. I mean, what do I need with more? So
that's true.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought of that. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we got 57 people watching. This is fantastic. So I was want to ask you about was the pedals. So what's the whole pedal thing with you? Like, are you just, is it like, are you a collector, or is this just like, are there pedals that you gravitate towards, or the pedals that you don't like? Like, how does that?
Well, you know, when you start a YouTube channel demoing guitar gear, you know, and you have, you know, virtually no subscribers and you know, and no audience, and you're just kind of doing it for kicks, you know, you don't exactly have, and I still don't really have, you know, no big companies anyway, you know, that are working with you, willing to send you gear to, you know, to demo, because there's no skin in the game for them in doing so. So you are forced to demo the gear that you already own.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah. So you know, you know, but the problem is, you know, I ran out of guitars basically. You know, you know, so I ran out.
Funny, man.
Well, it's the truth, you know. I ran out of, and I didn't demo every guitar that I had, because there's some of them that got mods in them, and you know, you can't demo a guitar that's got a modification in it,
right?
Because it's, you know, it negates the, you know, the whole idea. you know, so when I ran out of guitars, you know, then I'm like, okay, well, you know, then I started demoing pedals, and you know, that seemed to be a popular thing to do. So, you know, so I started doing that, and I found, you know, the one I ran out of those, I found it was a lot easier to buy more pedals to demo than it was guitars.
Buy guitars, I guess so.
You know, and I was able to borrow a few guitars here along the way that, you know, kind of fill in some gaps. But, you know, prior to doing that, I had a pedal board full of pedals, maybe a handful of others that were sitting on a shelf, and that was it. And, you know, and I've just kind of amassed quite a bit, and you know, and now I've been fortunate enough that I've grown to the point that I've had some, you know, some small companies like, you know, the new company that I've done a couple demos for recently called Parks Custom Pedals. You know, they've sent me a couple and are talking about sending me a few more. He's been pretty happy with the videos.
Good, that's awesome.
Small, yeah, you know, and that, you know, Panama Guitars have sent me a few amplifiers. You know, so a few things, not a lot, but a few, you know, some small accessory companies, you know, guitar straps and things like that. You know, because guitar gear doesn't necessarily end at guitars and amps and pedals. You know, there's other stuff out there that
there's a whole periphery of things. Yeah.
So, you know, like that, there's that Chinese company Fifine, I think I assume that's how it's pronounced. You know,
yeah, I think everybody except for me has got a mic to demo. I'm the only guy who hasn't got a fine mic to demo.
Yeah, well, the last demo that I did, you know, actually just went up last Saturday. They emailed me ecstatic, and the sun's going down, so I can take down my sunglasses now. But you know, they you know, he emailed me really happy with the video, but you know, I had to remind him. I said, do me a favor and share this in a few places because it didn't even generate 100 views. So you know, you know, I'm glad you're happy with it, but you know, unfortunately, not that many people that saw it. My audience is not all that interested in a USB microphone. So you know, what do you do? Live and learn. But sometimes some experimentation like that is required to, you know, so that you can see what it is, you know, what your audience wants to see from you, and you know, and what they quite honestly don't give a shit about. So, you know, you know, that's, you know, so live and learn, I guess.
It's funny when you mention that mic, because I mean, if you do a search on YouTube, you'll see how many people have done demos on those mics. You know? Except me.
Well, be patient.
It's a matter of time. I think they're just going through the.
And I kind of got that impression because the first time they sent me, you know, it was just a handheld vocal mic, and you know, I was actually, you know, they said, yeah, but you can also use it on guitar, and I'm, all right, why not? I'll bite. So, you know, and I actually used it in several videos after that because it actually was a pretty good sounding guitar mic. But then they contacted me again a couple months later and said, you know, we got a new wireless microphone that we want you to demo. And I'm like, you know, I said, like a handheld mic? And he said, yeah. I'm going, you know, I'm not a singer. I mean, how am I going to demo a wireless microphone? They said, oh, well, you know, maybe, you know, you can demo it on guitar. And I don't know a single guitar player on this planet that is going to mic up their guitar cab with a wireless microphone.
No, I can't. No.
Yeah. No. So, you know, I had to say no to that one just because it's, you know, it's I'm not the guy for that.
Yeah. Paul's Guitar Music too is here. Welcome. Lars Guitar, if I haven't said hello. I'm just trying to catch up here. Okay. EVH and Gear TV Network. They were a company that approached me too, Guitar Hack, but I just couldn't with my relationship with Rode. So there you go. There's another one.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had a relationship with Rode. They make great microphones. So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They do make.
Matter of fact, they've got a new podcast rig. I think that they're just released it. It looks pretty cool, but you know, you know, some of the larger companies won't. You know, probably the biggest company that has sent me gear to demo, and it was at my request, but was Amp Tweaker. So,
Oh,
you know,
cool.
they sent me the depth finder. It's not really a pedal. It's, you know, as much as it is a kind of a effects loop EQ kind of thing. But it was pretty. I had a great experience dealing with them. Man, James Brown is a great, really, really nice guy.
Cool.
So
that's cool. Krellbar is here. Hey, Krellbar, haven't seen you yet. Welcome. Okay. The Procaster, the mixer. Okay. HK, if I haven't said hello, hello. Oh, okay. Eric's talking about the Rodecaster Pro mixer. Okay. All right, I'm caught up. Yeah, I would actually really be flattered if I ever got anybody to send me anything to demo, man. That would be like it would freak me out. I do have demos on my channel, but and it's true. I mean, every thing that I demo, kind of like yourself, right? It's all stuff that I bought, but
yeah, you already own it.
I didn't buy it to demo. I bought it because I wanted it, and I use it. Like, I mean, I don't have nearly as much gear as you have. I mean, I don't have 40 guitars. I have 10, you know, and I don't have that many. I'm only got 2 or 3 amps and whatever, but but every, like, my sort of you know, to sort of keep me in check so I don't go crazy buying gear, is I have this sort of golden rule where I won't buy any gear that I won't use to gig with, because you were saying before you were in cover bands. I'm in cover bands now. You know, I was when I was younger, and I started back doing that like 6-7 years ago. So, you know, and all my guitars and everything, I just keep rotating, you know, and I'll put pedals on the board, take pedals off, you know, you play around, right? You know, just keep yourself excited. So that's sort of like how I kind of judge it, you know. But so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm never gonna, you know, the stuff that, even if I'm buying it to demo, I mean, I mean, I'm not gonna buy something that, you know, the demo is something I have absolutely no interest in. The only 2 exceptions to that were the Metal Muff video. Well, I guess I actually borrowed that one, so that doesn't even count. But the Fuzz Factory, you know, because I bought the Fuzz Factory specifically to demo it, and it was up on reverb as soon as I turned the camera off. So, you know, you know, that was probably the only thing that I did. And obviously, I mean, I had an ulterior motive with that, but you know, but yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that I buy, is, you know, is really more for my own personal interest, and you know, and plus, you know, it's just convenience that I'll be able to do a demo on it. You know, as long as I have it, you know. So.
Sorry, Robert, couple more folks I want to say hello to. George Badar, he says, hi guys. Just wondering if you are using your interface and doing any recording. Yeah, George, I just released, I just put up a video last night. I think I did. I covered a car song, just what I needed. And I had the track on and I was playing along with the track, but everything was recorded through my software. So yeah, I do that. Yeah. Dave Byron, hey, Guitar Hack, doing live gigs with the gear you already have is actually the best demo. Yeah, that's true. Got a point there, Dave. RJ the Bad One, the Fuzz Factory video Robert did was funny as hell. There you go. There you go. Mitch Haven's here. Welcome. The new guitarist. How are you? Dan Anderson. Hey, bud. So I don't know how you're doing for time. We're over an hour now, Robert. Did you want to wrap it up, or did you want to go for a couple more minutes? It's entirely up to you, man.
I probably got another 5 minutes or so anyway.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's take the 5 minutes then. If anyone's got any last minute questions for myself or for Robert from Robert's Guitar Dungeon, please tag me. And yeah, if you're not sub to Robert's Guitar Dungeon, check it out. It's great, great YouTube channel. Got the link below. Got the link in the cards. Is there anything that you got upcoming, Robert, that you wanted to let the folks know about?
Yeah, I started doing a new series here a couple months ago called Ask RGD. And the premise behind that series is, ask me a question in the comments or via email or via there's a contact form on my website. All those forms of or Facebook Messenger, all those forms of contact are listed down in the description of all of my videos. And if you don't want to post it publicly in the comments thread, ask me a question and we'll see if I do a video with the answer on it.
Cool.
It's kind of been a fun fun new series and a good way to interact directly with my audience that a lot of people seem to be enjoying. A lot of people have a lot of questions that guys like me don't necessarily think about anymore because I've been doing this for a while. But somebody recently asked me, for example, what's the difference between analog and digital? So
I saw that one.
So,
yeah.
So I did, I did a video on it, whether it was right or wrong.
yeah.
But that kind of thing. So
I got a question for you right now, Robert, if you want to hear it.
Sure.
I got a question for you. This is from Showman Blues. And Showman Blues says, ask if Robert has a Friedman guitar and what he thinks of it.
I do not. I don't have a Friedman. I have heard that those guitars are designed in, I don't know if they're built by Grover Jackson, but I know Grover's designed them. Of course that Grover knows his way around designing a guitar. Ask Randy Rhoads if you don't believe me. So he's I have not gotten a chance to play one because again, they're another one of those high-end guitars that you just don't see hanging on the wall of any store. But I have talked to a few people that have played them, and they've been pretty impressed. So, stylistically, none of them quite seem to be my thing, but they do. They're all. His amps are phenomenal. So, I can only imagine he's gonna. He's not gonna let guitars go out in the world with his name on it without the same quality. So.
Yeah, no, the guitars are good. I've played a couple.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really good. The one I played, they were all. The one I played. Well, there were two of them. One was all relict, and that one it was a Telly with fuckers, and that one sounded really, really good. It's a good sounding, like well-worn felt-in guitar.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, but pricey as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showman Blues actually just subbed to you as well, Robert.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'm just looking here. I want to catch these because now people are starting to pipe in here, so I want to catch everyone. Rockin' Dave says, hey, Guitar Hack, will you and Robert put together a Rockin' Kazoo cover band?
I know what that's in reference to.
Okay, because I know what he's talking about.
If you are new to my channel and the first video that you see is called the Heavy Metal Kazoo, let me be the first to admit that's the dumbest video I've ever made ever. And I'm not going to spoil it, because I personally thought it was hilarious. A lot of other people did too, but I'm not going to say any more than that. Just go watch it.
Go watch it. All right.
So it's about, I don't know what, 8-10 minutes or something like that. So
that's funny.
But if you go to my channel, and that's the first video that pops up for you, and that's the one you watch, they're not all that stupid, okay? Okay. I promise you, there are some things that are a little bit more serious in nature. So that just wasn't one of them.
All right. Oh, we got Guitarfish is here. Guitarfish. Okay, Dwayne Doucette is now Guitarfish. Okay, thanks, Dwayne. Thanks for letting me know that. Guitar Hack, what didn't Robert like about the Fuzz Factory so I can tell my friend Zachary?
Everything. No redeeming values whatsoever.
Okay. All right. Okay.
let it be known, I am not a, if you're new to my channel, I am not a fuzz guy. I hate fuzz pedals. Just
Okay, we're together on that, buddy. I'm not a fuzz guy either.
They're just not my. I have
They're not
no
my
desire.
thing either.
I have no desire to play a guitar tone that sounds like I'm playing through a blown speaker. It just doesn't appeal to me at all.
Let me ask you a
there
question.
are some that I do find tolerable.
Yeah.
I've demoed a few, and I demoed one for Parks Custom Pedals here recently, and I agree. I told him this going in, and he knew, but and hats off to him for saying, well, if you don't like it, I'd like to be able to learn from it, and that's that's ballsy. But so I told him I'd be open minded about it. It actually was a pretty cool pedal, but still not the kind of thing I gravitate towards.
I think it has its applications, right? Mm-hmm. And I've heard it, if you know how to use it. But for me, like just the general sound of fuzz is what I try to avoid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying not to sound like that. So it's kind of weird to bring it in, and
intentional clipping is not my, that's just not appealing to me.
Soda Pop is here. Tell Robert I dig the hat. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people like your hat. Aviation Gear TV. I'm not a fuzz guy either, but Chris from Blackstone Cherry has been giving me tips on it. Oh, there you go. Thrash is here. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Okay. All right. Okay, folks, I think we're going to wrap this up. I don't want to keep Robert's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to keep him here any longer. I want to thank him very much for showing up. This was fantastic. Thank you for being on the show. This was a lot of fun. Any last things you wanted to mention? I know I already asked you that. We're closing up for sure now.
Yeah. I don't have anything, but thank you very much for having me on. I had fun. This was a blast. We should do this again. So.
Oh, this was cool, man. It's always fun to talk gear, and we got that first time I ever spoke to you, but it seems that once you have that sort of commonality of music and gear, it's like no problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I will. There is one other thing I would like to turn people on to. There is a guitar podcast on there, out there called The Practical Guitarist, and those guys. I've gotten to become really good friends with Jim and David, the hosts of the Practical Guitarist podcast. So I encourage everybody to go check them out. They've had me on a few times now, and they're just a couple of really knowledgeable guys. A couple of really good guitar players that just regular guys talking guitar gear like us.
Right.
But they're kind of in the same community as well, and I think people would really enjoy their show. So go check them out.
There you go. All right, cool. Okay, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As usual, you guys are fantastic. Some great comments. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I tried to catch everyone. If I did miss you, I apologize. Thank you all so much for checking it out. I will be on again Thursday, my regular time, 7 o'clock. So check that out. And hopefully, we'll see you Thursday. Cheers, everybody. Have a great night. Take care.